Hello. In today's episode of Shelter, we will begin the early afternoon portion. We already played the early morning in the late morning portions. So now we're going to go ahead and see what happens in the early afternoon portion. The corridors of Shelter buzz with excitement. Despite how gigantic this place is, it's hard to find a quiet corner. Every sky is ablaze bigger than the last. It seems like this one's going to continue that trend. Wherever I go, I can see happy dogs walking around and the red festive decorations hanging over our heads. All of that in celebration of our home. It makes me so proud to see how far we've come. I arrive at a popular intersection with a bent metal statue we call a guardian. The general assumption is that it's a deity of the ancients. That's why some of us like to pay our respects to it. It stands tall in all its metallic glory. Looking over the passing dogs is not alone. I can always see a dog standing by it, with one leg whistling up. Huh? Bloody hell! Someone's marking it again. Hey! Get away! Sue! Sue! I went at a little mutt, shouting and waving my arms. I'm pretty much sure I know that guy. I've seen him doing that in the past with other statues scattered across different parts of Shelter. When I reached the statue myself, the stupid dog was already gone. No marking inside Shelter. Go outside or use a hacking toilet like a civilized dog. If I catch you doing that ever again, I'll cut your hypercubes off and I will tell Room. I huff in anger, looking at a wet spot on the statue's foot. That's just disrespectful. I thought we had come further than that as a civilization. I see my hand in disappointment go between the statue's legs. I brush aside the big fake tail attached to it, and I look for the bucket and rag I left there before. Luckily, it's still there. The bucket is empty. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to fill it with clean water, but I can at least dry wipe the piss off for now. I get on my knees and start wiping. I'm so sorry to the people from the past. So, what have you got for the night? A couple of dogs sit and chatter by a campfire away. Nearby, a Bahun and a Lunderhund. The Lunderhund holds a wooden stick with a sausage over the fire, while his Bahun friend just lays down on the metal floor. A lot of good stuff. I went to Mosbark and they have fresh delivery from the south. I got some dried fruit, a few bottles of mid, and a bunch of these southern sausages. They're amazing. The dogs take the sausage off the fire and brings it closer to their muzzle to sniff it. A bit of drool drips from the side of his muzzle. He wags his tail and puts the sausage back over the flames to continue roasting. Mosbark is the closest town to Shelter, roughly half a day walking distance from here. That's the place we use for trading with the rest of the world. I haven't been there in a while, but I know that it's been rapidly growing due to our activity here at Shelter. Apparently, a lot of people come to trade or live in Mosbark now. When I first came here, this part of the country was considered a frozen shithole, but now it is a frontier for all of those looking for wealth and excitement. Who would have thought? The South, huh? It must be so nice there this time of the year. Sometimes I miss the warmth, Huh? But it's warm here. Yeah, but only inside Shelter. You know what I mean. I miss the warmth of the sea. Miss the warmth of the sun, the greenery of the forests and meadows. Here we only have the choice between a warm and safe shelter or the ever cold outside. I miss nature sometimes. Do you want to go south? Huh? What? No, never. That's not what I meant. Shelter is our home now. I'm not going to leave you here on your own. His friend wagged his tail. He looked like he was deep in thoughts. Boy from the tavern used fresh ingredients in his cooking. That means that there must be a way to grow plants here. Oh yeah, now that you mention that, that's true. So a shelter can provide so many things for us. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to add some greenery around here someday too. That would be wonderful. Could you imagine all the trees to mark and where grass and nap on? They keep discovering new things every day, so I'm sure something like that may be possible too. Aw, now both of them wag. I feel a bit sorry knowing that probably won't be possible. We have a greenhouse, but that's the only place that supports vegetation here. But who knows? Our part of living in the shelter is constant discovery of the unexpected. Shelter is a place of so many blessings, isn't it? Yeah, and no greater blessing than the warmth. We take it for granted here, but I always get a renewed appreciation for it every time I freeze my butt outside. True. Seriously though, how is that even possible? How much wood would it take to keep something so huge warm at all times? This place is bigger than any castle I've seen, but it's as warm as cozy as a little cabin in the woods. Shelter doesn't burn wood, huh? Then what does it do? Do you know? The loon dog nods while staring at the bright burning wood of the campfire. When you first came here, do you remember feeling sick and weak? I do. What was that about? All that people told me was that eventually would pass. And it did. I forgot that ever was a thing. You don't dabble in magic, so I'm not surprised that you didn't notice. But everyone who does knows that shelter constantly siphons matter out of the air. This is how this place stays warm, huh? It's pretty much like the wells we found around here. It burns miles of fuel mechanisms. Except for shelter, everyone here is a source of mana. That's a pretty accurate explanation. I'm surprised that there are still dogs who live here but don't know that. No way. This is the first time I hear about this. Don't worry, it's not as bad as it sounds. Once you get used to it, it doesn't hurt you. When a newcomer arrives at shelter, his body isn't used to this environment, he gets sick. Well, over time, the body learns to limit the amount of mana it releases, and at that point you're safe. I see. The loon takes the sauces away from the heat again and brings it close to his mouth. He alternates between blowing at it and gulping in hunger. The sausage looks thick, delicious, and perfectly roasted. A drop of fat drips down the wooden stick. Does that make you feel uncomfortable, the whole mana siphoning thing? The Boonhoon dog sighs and looks at the giant statue while scratching his head. No, not really. I never even knew that was the case, and it didn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt anyone yet, and yet it blesses us with a comfortable life here. That's a pretty good deal. And no, it even makes me proud that I contribute to that. All that man that will otherwise go to waste instead brings warmth to every canine here. And that's exactly what Skies Ablaze is about. We celebrate our contributions to shelter. The Loon finishes blowing at his sausage. He leans toward his friend and offers it to him. Here, this one's for you. What? You didn't even take a bite. I wasn't roasting it for myself. I'm saving them for the night. But I really want you to try one now. They're so good. Are you sure you don't want it? Yeah, don't worry. I'm not even that hungry right now. He smiles, and in the moment he does, half a cup worth of drool escapes from the corners of his mouth. He tries to cover it with his knee. The Loon doesn't even break his eye contact. He just waits for this Boonhoon bud to take the roasted sausage over to him. You idiot. The Boonhoon takes the roasted sausage off the stick, and the Loon wags his tail. The dog breaks the sausage in half in his hands. Catch! He tosses one half of the sausage up in the air like driven by instinct. The Loon lunges from and catches it in his maw. The Loon blinks in confusion and sits back down and bears. His mouth is full of sausage. Come on, chew it. It's so obviously you're. Come on, chew it. It's so obvious you're hungry. But and don't you try putting that selflessness crap on me. I hate that. Do you really think I could enjoy the sausage knowing that my friend is starving for one too? No, I couldn't. There's no point in Skies Ablaze to me if we don't have fun equally, both of us. So, come on. You want me to take a bite, you have to take one too. Otherwise, if you choose to starve yourself, I would rather starve together with you than to be the only one eating. He smiles and wags his tail. Then he finally takes a bite of the sausage himself. He's such a good friend. Damn. This really is delicious. The best sausage I've ever had. No joke, right? I changed my mind. Give me the other half too. Spit it in half. Spit it out. The Lundhund swallows his chewed half in a hurry and sticks out his tongue at his friend. Too late. You have to wait for the evening now. That was just a sample. Ah, you tease. Both of the dogs laugh and wag their tails. They continue talking about some random things, but I can't hear them anymore because another loud group of dogs marches through the corridor. It's very uplifting to see the dogs being so happy outside today, whilst the new friendships blooming is so nice. It looks like shelters. It looks like there's a custom of sharing little gifts between the dogs on Skies Ablaze now. T had a bunch of them for everyone earlier. I wonder if I had anything to give the boy. What would that be? Is there anything that I myself would want? Anyway, I finished wiping the foot of the male guardian and throw the soap wet bag into the bucket. That's to do it for now. Looks dry enough to me, but I probably only helped the stupid mud spread the mark further around the foot. I'm gonna come back here later to clean it properly. I stand up and look at the blank face of the giant guardian. It looks like the dogs made him a pair of fake ears this month too. Thank you for letting us stay at your home. Please keep us safe, and I will continue the care of shelter in your place. I like the guardians. To me, they are like the closest link between us and the angels we have. Speaking or even looking at them always fills me with that feeling of indescribable awe. I put my hand on the giant's coat, smooth skin, and smile. But I take it off in a hurry when I remember that my hand's still dirty with piss. Sorry. I'll come back later and give you a proper wash. I know for sure that a one-by-one situation of war, white vinegar works great against dog piss. I have to hurry to the turret control tower now. Please grant me success tonight too. I dive between the guard's leg again and hide the bucket bag in the corner. Then I hurry towards the turret's control room. I cast a quick glance at the Bahun and the Lundhund by the campfire. They munch on some dried food now. Looks like they fill their stomachs with that and they're wait for the evening feast. Hang in there, buds. Just a little longer. Your sausage time is coming soon. We don't really know how shelter works. All the knowledge we have is just the tip of the iceberg, barely enough to keep it running. Every day is a struggle against everything that we still don't understand. The only way for us to learn is by trial and error. It was easier when there were just a few of us. Now interfering means putting in danger hundreds of dogs living here. We have to be careful and diligent. We learn about shelter's function, deciphered and burned mana ever since the very first time me and Burry came here. That was how we were able to open the doors and explore the inside. At that time, barely anything was in working order. For the first year or so, we didn't even know that it had its own heating system. We kept campfires for warmth. Eventually, we got many of the new systems running again. The heating, lights, ventilation, water pumps, and filters. This place has all of that and so much more, like a complex organism. At first, there weren't enough of us to provide all the energy we needed. That changed as more and more people came here. The more of us selling shelter, the warmer it got here. Not only that, but it also kept us safe and invisible to the monsters. Mana attracts monsters. Bigger gatherings of people are always at more risk of being a target of regular monster attacks, so by all means, it should be in danger too. However, as long as shelter works, it traps any amount produced inside it, and it doesn't allow any of that to spread across the forest lands for monsters to pick up. That lets us live here peacefully. For as where shelter is, In some ways, it's the safest place in the world. Unfortunately, our growing population eventually became an issue. We reached a point where we produced more mana than Shelter could utilize at the time. And that caused it to shut down. I'm certain that Shelter was built to host many more people than we had at the time. Even the number of dogs we have today is insignificant compared to the size of this whole place. There's definitely an important element of the system that I'm missing or have aligned wrong. By design, Shelter should sustain its work in conditions like this, not shut down. But as I said, we don't really know how Shelter works. When we turn Shelter back on again, we try to find workarounds. We turn on all the systems we found in working order, even when they weren't needed, anything to burn more mana. Even that wasn't enough. More people came, and one day another shutdown happened. That was just disheartening. We started to consider limiting the number of dogs in the shelter to keep it sustainable. I didn't like that. Nobody did. It was against our philosophy. We were at our wits' end and ready to give in. The angels blessed us with an unexpected gift. I finally reached my destination, a room cluttered with screens and cables. It looks exactly like I left it. Nobody comes here but me. It's way too dangerous to let any of the dogs touch any buttons here. Even the ancients deem it too important to grant access here to just anyone. The door to this room opens only for the holders of a specific type of key card. Luckily, I have one in my possession. One of the dogs found it and brought it to me around the time we were desperately looking for a solution to the mana overload problem. The car unlocked one of the towers on top of the shelter for us. It was riddled with many rooms with screens and complicated heavy machinery. Once we got in, we put all of its systems online right away and left them running while we investigate every nook and cranny in the newfound rooms. To our joy, the machinery here set up large quantities of mana. For a long time, we were oblivious of where all that mana was going, but we were still happy. When we found out that it was powering one of Shelter's turrets once I fired it by accident and destroyed a large chunk of a nearby mountain. The dogs howled in joy and found that hilarious, but I was terrified. It was only by a miracle that no dog was hurt that day, and the forever changed landscape reminds me that was a perfect solution we were looking for. Though I just had to find a way to fire it safely in the future. Next time I try firing it high up, which caused a peculiar event. The dogs told me that once it reached a certain altitude, the energy burst over the sky and exploded into something inexplicably beautiful. I've never seen an explosion myself. It takes me a long time to reach and leave this room, and each shot creates a huge instability in the shelter system that I have to monitor. However, the dogs loved the explosion so much that they started asking me when the next one was planned. They started celebrating it as skies ablaze, and it became a part of their culture. I wish I could see that. The turret uses extremely heavy cells to absorb mana. At first it took us roughly half a year to fully charge one cell. However, shelter's population keeps growing. That shortens the time between each skies ablaze. We're in the third quarter of the current year. It's already our second cell. It's a lot of work to set everything up each time, but it has to be done and keeps everyone happy. One day we may run out of cells to load the turret with, but this situation is still a blessing. It gives us more time to investigate shelter and look for new solutions. Everyone works hard to keep our home free and open. Now is the time to do my part. I have to make sure that everything is ready for the night. Luke. Oh, listening? Luke? Huh? Open my eyes and find myself back in my tavern. The dark sky signs were so colorful. Stars. It contrasted so beautiful with pure white and snow. Bowie, wasn't I? It's about the suit. Don't take your eyes off the sky. Huh? Who's handling the turret? I should be there and... Don't worry about that. Max has everything under control. He wants you to take a break for once. Don't you want to be here with me? Brody puts his hand on mine and holds it gently. It's soft and warm, just like I remember. At the time Brody saved me those years ago. Of course I do. I sit and look at the sky with him quietly. We don't need to exchange words. Just being with him makes me feel comfortable. I lean and rest my head against his shoulder. He in turn gives my hand a gentle squeeze. Right now there isn't any place I would rather be. Thank you for being here. Ever since the day we first met, you always stood by my side and supported me. I couldn't do any of this without you. I could feel Brody's big fluffy tail busting my butt as it wagged. I love that he's usually so stoic, but he isn't afraid to show joy. Brody, what's going to happen now? It has been so peaceful for so long. Each of you have your own new lives now. You needed me to handle shelter, but if Max can use the relics, what's my purpose here now? A bright spark on the horizon shoots up into the sky. I'm finally going to witness my first skies ablaze. However, the shoulder I rest my head on grows tense. The hand holding mine trembles. Luke, you're right. We kept you only because we couldn't use the relics. So now I don't think we need you anymore. Huh? His hand grips mine harder. It hurts. We finally don't need you, human. Shit. I fell asleep. I found myself back in the control room, sitting in one of those heavy chairs in front of the displays, heaving frantically. I've been feeling so tired recently that I must have dozed off at one point. I take a few deep breaths and compose myself. Wow, that wasn't pleasant. Too much work and stress and isolation doesn't do well to my mind. I had to snap out of it. Still, despite the ending, I kind of wish I could have slept a little longer. For as long as it lasted, it felt nice. But of course, it was only a dream. I couldn't be outside tonight. I'm going to spend skies ablaze here, monitoring and handling everything, like every time, not with the dogs. But that's okay. This is something that simply has to be done, and I'm the only one who can do it. There's no way anyone else could. The dogs always help me load the turret with fresh cells, but besides manual labor, there isn't much they can help me with. They can't read in the displays. So instead I made them promise to have fun in my place. It gets lonely here, sure, but I'm getting used to that. That's just how we work together. Each of us have a role of skies ablaze. The dogs have fun with the other dogs, and I sit here alone. We don't need a human. We can figure it out on our own. You sure wish you could, don't you? You think you're so special just because you're the only human here. You think we need you? We don't. Everyone here would be better off if what? A lone wolf and a human, two outsiders. An outsider. I don't want to hurt anyone anymore. I love you all. What about the human? You like him too? No, I hate the human. But why? I haven't done anything to you. Where am I even thinking about Teak now? He's a stupid asshole. He just hasn't got to know me yet. If only he did. Nobody else thinks of me as bad as he does. My friends appreciate what I do for us. They treat me as one of their own kin. All of them. Now, how about we ask someone who isn't a canine? Oh, an outsider's opinion? Why not? That's a great idea. Hey, human, come here for a moment. An outsider. Do you really think that way of me? That can't be true. We've been through so much together. You couldn't have forgotten. In the end, you're a human, not a dog. Our standards don't apply to you. You do you, I say. Are we really that different? No, I don't think we are. Those who matter treat me like a part of the pack. Just like I feel I'm one of them. My guess is that humans are simply solitary creatures. No, I'm not. Don't you see that I work so hard to let Shelter's pack grow? I don't want to be outside of it. I want to be a part of that pack like everyone else. I want to have fun with you tonight. I want to see the skies in flames and watch the stars set or dust. I don't want to sit here alone. I want to laugh and celebrate with my friends. I want to take part in Skies Ablaze. This is a special day for our home and community, and I can't be a part of that. I'm bound to this room simply because I'm the only human around. That's not fair. I feel like we're drifting apart. I'm always occupied with the tavern work on Shelter's maintenance. The dogs are always busy with the other dogs. If only the turret could sue on its own. Could it? Could I make it do that? Could I automate the process just like the way the time bomb worked? I'm pretty sure I could. I recall some options that will allow me to set up everything I need here for the turret. That would be risky. Shooting it causes a lot of instability in Shelter. A part of my work here during the night is monitoring everything and adjusting whatever is necessary to keep Shelter stable. I always judge it to be something that requires my active attention. If something were to go wrong, we could have another blackout. But then again, this is not our first Skies Ablaze. I think I know what to expect. If I set up countermeasures for everything, there's a possibility that it could work and stabilize without me. I could take part in Skies Ablaze with my friends. No, I'm not going to put everyone at risk just because I want to party. I'm near that stupid or selfish. Just suck it up. I choose this life and this responsibility. I have to deal with it like an adult. I finished tweaking the parameters on the screens and checked for any leakers and the cables but everything is as good as it can be. Satisfied with it, sir, I leave the control tower and walk back towards the tavern. I think I'll pass by the garden again and grab the piss bucket. I will fill it with clean stuff at the tavern. I'm glad that I didn't follow through on my reckless idea. Moments of weakness like those happen sometimes, but it's a proof of maturity to deal with them sensibly. Seeing all the dogs happy and worked up about the night fills me with renewed determination. It's all I need to be happy. Each of us has to make little sacrifices for the good of Shelter. As long as I do my part, then surely the dogs will appreciate it. Huh? You! Let's heck and do it. I flop on one of the heavy chairs and start browsing through the menus furiously. I would need to go through many different devices in this tower to prepare everything that I need, but I'm almost certain that I can set everything to work on timers. That's a lot of work, but I've done it so many times manually in the past that I'm sure I can do it. I've never automated anything as complicated as this before, but there's the first time for everything. I have to take risks sometimes. Close to an hour must have passed before I finally rest in the chair and close my eyes. I have to take a few breaks, and I thought I would pass out of exhaustion due to repeated use of mind vision. But I thought I spent the night with the dogs kept me going, and now I did it. If everything goes right, it's going to fire and stabilize on its own. My heart races both from exhaustion and excitement. I finally going to spend Skies Ablaze with everyone outside of this bloody room. I have to go and tell the guys. Burberry, Room, and Max. I wonder. Oh, damn. My heart sinks that I finally realized something obvious that eluded me until just now. Each of them must have plans for the night already. If I end up alone, regardless of whether I'm here in this room or out there. Am I just going to wander around the crowd on my own? I guess it's still going to be nice to see the explosion with my own eyes, but the whole point to me was experiencing it with them. No point just sitting here and wondering. I'm going to ask them. Maybe at least one of them is free after all. I stand up and start walking out of the room. A hint of anxiety bothers me as I try to recall every alternate turn that I automated and reassure myself that I got everything covered. Start overthinking. I'm not going to back down now. I've done everything I could and it's going to be worth it. Everything's going to work out somehow. Have some trust in yourself, Luke. At this point, what's the worst that could happen? Well, wherever the tavern is always half empty. Afternoons are usually less busy than the mornings, and the day the doors are even more drawn to spending their time outside. Among the people I know, I can see Max talking with Woon in the back. In the corner, Burry is busy cleaning tables. Oh, and Alan is still at his dark corner. Burry notices me. He stops his work and smiles. I woo Luke. How did it go? Are we all set for the night? Yep, everything's set and ready to go. Burry notices me. He stops his work and smiles. I woo Luke. How did it go? Are we all set for the night? Yep, everything's set and ready to shoot. Ha ha ha. I'm glad everyone is so excited for it. I'm sure that you are going to do a great job like always. Burry wags his tail. Thanks, it's going to be a Skies Ablaze to remember, definitely. And, Burry, yes? I was wondering about your plans for the night. Oh, same as always. I'm going to sail off to Merseburg in a couple of hours to stock up our supplies. I will be back tomorrow before evening. Do you need anything from the town? Oh, no, not really. I mean, if you really have to go, you can grab me something sweet. But don't you feel sad about missing Skies Ablaze for everyone? Ha ha ha. Oh, Luke. I'm not going to miss it. Everyone can see the blast even all the way back in Moonsburg. I actually prefer to watch it from afar. You get to see the whole shape of the explosion more clearly. And we need those supplies. This is the best opportunity to get that sorted out. Well, yeah, we do need those supplies. Burry puts his hand on my head and gives me a few gentle pets. Thank you, Luke. You are very considerate. But you don't need to worry about me. I really do not mind being away tonight. I'm going to do my best for shelter, just like you do. Burry gives me a couple pats on the shoulder and walks away to the kitchen for a pile of dirty plates. That sucks. I really wanted Burry to be around with me tonight. And what about Max and Woon? And all the Ashen Tails came too. They really want to meet you, Woon. What? Those Ashen Tails? The adventurers? Yes, them. I got to talk with their leader. He's such a nice guy, just like in the stories. Who? And what? And the second in command, the big Doberman, did he come too? Everyone's here. They want to watch Skies Ablaze with us. That's amazing. Today keeps getting better and better. Let's show them the best of Zelda tonight. What is about those ass tails? Oh, awoo, Luke. You ever heard of the Ashen Tails? No, never. Are they like canine celebrities or something? Yes, they are. They are the pride of the canine race. Real heroes with so much history. You'll love the second in command. He's just your type. Really? How can you be so sure what my type is? Oh, come on, Luke. Don't listen to him. The leader and the second in command are both taken by each other. They are so cute together. I can tell you more about the Ashen Tails if you want. It's such a beautiful story. Actually, I wanted to ask you both about something else. Huh? Your plans for the rest of the day and night. But now I see that you always set, huh? Seems like it. Yep, I'm gonna play around with my loot for the afternoon and prepare to perform for you guys outside in the evening. As soon as I'm done with the short playtime with the boys, I'm enjoying everyone outside and getting myself blind drunk with the Ashen Tails. I can't believe that they actually came. This may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to party with them. Ooh. Max and Woon put their arms over each other's shoulders and howled in great joy. They were really excited to meet those famous dogs, huh? That's disheartening. I guess I could theoretically ask if I could party with them, but at this point I feel I would only be a distraction. I don't want to impose myself on them. What should I do? Should I tell them, or should I just go back to the control room and forget about this whole idea? I catch a glimpse of Alan in his corner. He stares at me, and he isn't even subtle about it. Is he eavesdropping on us, waiting to see what I say or do? Well, I'm already here with Max and Woon. Maybe I should at least try and ask him. Guys, listen, guys. Huh? What's up? You see, I was thinking, where is it? You look embarrassed. This has to be something good. I mean, I guess this is a little embarrassing, yeah. Oh, Luke, do you perhaps have a crush? Huh? Oh my, you do, don't you? This is amazing. Sit down, have my drink. Woon pushes my mug into my hands and forces me to sit down on the bench opposite to him. Who is it? Is that why you were away for so long? Whoever that is, you came to the right dogs for advice. I'm the best wingman. On my clan's honor, I swear that I would give you that plot by sunset. No, it's nothing like that. I don't have a quest. Oh, really? You don't? Not at all? I mean, yeah, maybe I do, but that's not what I want to talk with you about. Well, that's disappointing. He takes his mug back out of my hands and continues to drink from it. Where is it, Luke? If you need anything, you know you only have to ask. Is there something wrong with the turret? Do you need help there? Any leakage to sniff out? I'll have some free time before the evening if you need any heavy lifting. Yes, it's about the turret. But no, I don't need any help. Far from it. Huh? My heart beats hard in my chest. I feel nervous for some reason. It's not really a big deal. Why am I so worked out about that? In the worst case, they just say that they are too busy to hang out. I won't lose anything by asking. Just potentially disappoint myself and make my friends feel awkward. Never mind. It's nothing. Luke, your attitude is suspicious. What's up? No, seriously, you don't worry about it. It can wait. I'll just go for now. Grr. Now, what do you want to know? Well, I'm not going to force you, but I do want to force him. Spill out, now. Amanda said to shoot off. Amanda said to shoot on his own tonight. Max and Woon both freeze and stare at me with shocking confusion. Oh no. So, I'm free for Skies Ablaze tonight. The two dogs make a blink in unison and look at each other. I scratch my hand nervously. It's starting to regret everything. I'm putting them in an awkward situation at the last minute before Skies Ablaze when they already have plans. I say I've left it all for the next time instead. I don't need to stay in the control tower tonight, so I was wondering what I'd do with myself during that time. I wanted to watch the explosion with some of you guys, but everyone is asked so far away. But everyone is asked so far away has plans, and that's fine. It's just Suddenly both of them jump at me. Max hugs me and Woon braces both of us. They all leg all over my face. Both of them wag their tails. Their saliva was all over my face. Stop! No, I won't. You gotta get slobbered from head to toe. No, that's gross. Luke, what's the ruckus about this time? Help! Bury. Luke is free for Skies Ablaze tonight. Huh? Isn't that amazing? His first Skies Ablaze, finally. What, free? What do you mean? I'll admit it all. It's going to work without me tonight. Oh. Bury ones and hug tackles us so hard we almost fall. If I thought that Dawson and Hudson Licks were gross, then St. Bernard is. No. Bury, please, no. Not you too. Forgive me, Luke. I could not restrain myself. Finally, I managed to push all of them away. I used my own shirt to wipe my face dry and also to hide how wet my face got. Why didn't you tell me, Luke? We talked about skyscrapers just a moment ago. I mean, in the end, it doesn't really change that much, does it? All of you have plans already. Plans? What plans? Well, you plan to get supplies and you want to watch the skies with those cool dogs, right? The ass and tails? Nah, screw them. I'd rather watch the skies with you, Luke. I thought we would never get to do that together. I want to be with you when we get to see it for the first time. Do not worry about the supplies. I can go tomorrow morning. You have no idea how happy it makes me. I think I do. I myself am so happy that I'm almost crying. I finish wiping my face and look at them as close as I can be. So, how do you guys want to do it? We should be outside through the night, right? But you're not good with the cold, Luke. I don't think you would like that very much. Well, yeah. But what other choice do we have? I know. The baths. The baths. Oh, you mean one of those baths, right? Yes, one of the locker ones. I bathe there all the time. It's perfect. We can keep Luke warm and he will still have a great view of the skies. Like always, room comes up with a surprise Luce's way at the best time. We have a bunch of rooms locked from the general public because of the damaged exterior and some parts of the shelter. Me and my closest friends still have access to them though. One of those rooms is a nice spacious bath. A big chunk of the wall and ceiling is missing, so we will have the clear view of the skies. I wouldn't freeze because it has heated water. That's brilliant. I love it. Let's do it. Our own private bath party. We will finally get to relax and reminisce about the old times together. Oh, come on. We haven't been wanting to settle for that long. It still feels like ages to me. It's been over 4 years for me and Luke. Each year more hectic than the rest. More hectic than last. I wanted to hear all about that. I know the gist of what happened before I came, but I never got to hear your part, Brody. Have a special barrel of wine stashed away. That will help with chatting. Yeah, let's bring the best foods and drinks. Spare no expenses. Tonight is a night. You can certainly count on Luke and me. We still have quite a long time before the sunset, though. Since I'm going to be away for the whole day tomorrow, I will rest easier if I prepare enough food for the guests in advance to cover that. And I have to go for my short play time with the boys soon. You should join us, Luke. You always make excuses, but you have none of that today. You should go right now. I'll see you later. I should go right now. I'll see you later. Luke runs off with a wagging tail. He's so excited by the idea that he doesn't even wait for my response. I don't know. Well, I promised the guys outside that I would jam for them. But since I'm busy tonight, I'll just go see them through the afternoon and get it out of the way. If you're too tired for a workout, come see me in my room. We'll go together. Your dog's outside, huh? Yeah, you'll have fun, I promise you. Think about it. Max bumps my shoulder with his fist and walks away, wagging his tail as well. It's only me and Burry left. I'm so proud of you, Luke. I always believed that you would be able to figure it out. It is all safe, right? Yeah, 100%. That's wonderful. I have never been so excited for Skies Ablaze before. I always wanted you to see it. Well, I guess it's the time to close the tavern for today. I will go and cook once everyone leaves. In my opinion, you should go out and have fun this afternoon. I have everything under control here. Who knows, maybe there is someone else you would like to invite to the bath. There's a big bath, more than enough space. Still, if for any reason you do not want to go out, you can always join me in the kitchen. I can teach you a recipe. But I guess you have that every day, huh? In the end, do whatever you think will bring the most joy. You have earned it. Brody puts his big soft paw on my head and pets it for a moment before he turns around and goes around to the remaining tavern guests to speak with them. This turned out so much better than I expected. I really wanted to spend Skies Ablaze with me. I was surprised how happy they were. I look forward to the evening at bath with my friends so delightful when I finally see the disposal and everything. Let's just hope that everything goes well with the turret. I'm almost 100% certain that I didn't miss anything, but I can't help but to worry. Well, no going back now. we're doing this. Tonight is going to be the best night ever for both the dogs. And for me. And one of them, after all. If I had a tail, I would be wagging it so much right now. Well then, before the evening comes, time for yet another important decision. Bowie, Will, Max, or maybe someone else. Which dog should I spend the afternoon with? So that was the early afternoon scene for Shelter. Next time we'll start the mid-afternoon scene. So, you got to learn more about how Shelter operates and what kind of power source the place needs to operate. And just like I said in the very first video of Shelter, Luke is the only person who knows how to operate Shelter. He's the only one who knows how to operate the turret, which is an important part in Skies Ablaze. Because he's the only one who knows how to operate everything, basically, he can't spend time watching Skies Ablaze with his friends. He has to be in the room to make sure everything goes smoothly. But he accomplished something big today. He managed to figure out how to automate Skies Ablaze, the machines that he uses for Skies Ablaze. So he doesn't have to be there wearing suits. He can be there with his friends and watch it. So he's really happy that instead of being in the room having to operate it, he'll be out there with his friends and it will operate on its own. So while I was figuring out how to operate while I was in there going over the controls for the Skies Ablaze in the room, he fell asleep and had a dream, and it wasn't a pleasant dream. In the dream, Max ends up being able to operate the turret for Skies Ablaze, and because of that, the other dogs like Burry and Teak, they tell Luke that because Max is able to shoot the turret, and because he has more knowledge of how to operate Shelter, that they don't need Luke anymore, and that there's no reason for him to be there with them. Because he's a human, they don't want him there. The only reason they kept him in Shelter because he's the only person who knew how to operate the place, and now that Max is able to operate the turret for Skies Ablaze, and now that he's able to operate Shelter, they don't need him. They don't need a human in Shelter. So fortunately, it was just a dream. But so while that wasn't the case for Burry and Max, it still was the case with Teak. I mean, even though it was a dream, it was still the case with Teak, whether it was a dream or whether it was a dream or in real life. In real life, Burry and Max like Luke. They like Luke and they want him to be with them. But Teak badly wants Luke gone. He doesn't like a human being around dogs. So I wonder if Teak would ever moderate his behavior, become more accepting of Luke. Maybe, maybe not. He may get better, he may not change, he may get even worse, but we have to see what happens. So, like I said, we got to learn a lot more about Shelter and how it operates, and all the machinery and gadgets and the huge screens, and the fact that in the room where the turrets operate, only Luke has access to the room. No, none of the other dogs have access to it because they may damage it or cause the equipment to go off, which may cause the turret to go off. It could endanger Shelter and the surrounding area. Because of that, only Luke is allowed into the room. So, in the next video, we'll begin the mid-afternoon scene. And not too long from now, we'll be getting to the night scene, and we'll be seeing skies ablaze. So, thank you very much for watching. All the information for Shelter is in the description box, including the Twitter for the creator, as well as the Patreon, where you can watch updates in advance before everybody else, and support the game as well. It's $5 to watch an update early. So that's all I have for now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.